Hey yo, we're back, and of course we're back with Mortician's Tale. I just love this game, and I honestly hope you guys love it too. December 2nd, 10:22 a.m. Just cleaning up our station again. We got mail, let's go check that out. I know it's a lot of reading, but I still love it. Hello, Charlie. Today's funeral is for a woman who died from breast cancer. Nothing fancy, just a standard cremation. Please don't hesitate to ask me if you have any questions. Best, Amy Rose. Passing on this lovely thank you note from Amy. This is from Lizzie Duval. Hi, Amy. Thank you for the wonderful evening you and your staff put together for my father's funeral. He wasn't always an easy man to get along with, but I'm glad to have seen him off in such a kind way. Thank you, Lizzie. From my friend Jen. See, Jen Love now. She changes her name. It was Valentine, now it's back to Love. I don't know. Meet cuties for death positive cuties. Okay. Or meet cutes? Whatever. Charlie, I was doing some reading. I know you hate when I try to give you dating advice, but hear me out. There's this dating site that's specifically for people working in the death industry. Okay, maybe I'm a little worried for you. You haven't mentioned anybody new since the breakup of 2014 that we will never speak of again after this moment. Yikes. But you're always saying how tired you get of people being scared about asking about your day. So maybe meeting somebody in the industry isn't the worst idea? Just promise me you'll consider it, okay? It's harder for me to make sure you're seeing sunlight when I'm actually all the way across the ocean. I know you look like a babe with pale skin and witchy goth aesthetics are super hot right now, but vitamin D is still a good thing. Mom rant over. I'm going to try it out because it turns out people get super scared off when you tell them you work in a museum filled with dead bodies. Do you know how not interesting other people find teratomas? Charlie, I don't even know we were this weird to outside people. I've been spoiled by having a best friend who is just as much as a weirdo as I am. Miss you. Let's grab a bottle of wine for our next Skype date. P.S. If you sign up for Dead Meat, isn't that the best name for a death industry dating website? Tinder rules apply. You have to like me if you come across my profile or whatever. I'm not sure how it works just yet, though. From Jen. Matthew, I don't like the look of this, not one bit, and I know you've only been with us for a few months. Paycheck coming late, sorry. Oh, maybe you're aware of the trouble Amy's been having. A small mom and pop shop like Rose and Daughters can't compete with the bigger guys. Anyway, don't tell Amy I sent this to you. Also, I'm starving, so I'm going to grab some fast food before taking the hearse through the car wash. 2 birds, 1 stone, and swing back to the home. Do you want anything? A beef and cheddar? I'm going to take the hearse through the drive-thru. Of course, it freaks people out. I love it. They get so awkward. Let me know. I'm heading out in 15 minutes. It's from Matthew. This is from Amy to Matthew. Hey Matthew, this is embarrassing, but it seems I miscalculated some of our income and I don't have enough to pay you this week. Would it be terribly inconvenient if I cut you a check for next week instead? If you need the money urgently, please let me know. I feel terrible about this whole thing, and I can cut you a check from my personal account if need be. I'm so sorry about this. I assure you it won't happen again. Take care, Amy Rose. Aw, they're not doing too good. LGBTQ funerals. Respect. If you've been a long-time subscriber to our emails or follow us on social media, you've no doubt heard about the misgendering that transgender people are, at times subject to during their funerals. There have been notable situations where trans women have had their wishes overruled by the families and have had their haircuts, are buried under the wrong name, and subjected to the wrong pronouns in their obituary announcements. We care a lot about this because we believe in treating every person with the same level of compassion, respect, and care, and this absolutely extends to pronouns and respecting the deceased wishes as per their lived experiences. The CDC's Funeral Director Handbook on Death Registration and Fatal Fetal death reporting offers this fraught directive. Enter male or female based on an observation. Do not abbreviate or use any of their symbols. If sex cannot be determined after verification with medical records, inspection of the body, or other source, enter unknown. Do not leave this item blank. Leaving it up to observation obviously enters into a world of issues since bodies can be so different. And because of ingrained bias, people could draw incorrect assumptions based on their own inaccurate observations. California has passed what is known as the Respect After Death Act, which states that the death certificate must reflect the deceased's gender identity as they lived it. So, a step in the right direction. People who are trans deserve the same respect in death that people who are cisgendered receive. Misgendering in death takes away this respect. It can also inflict hurt and trauma on spouses and friends that survived the deceased. So what could we do as a funeral director? Listen to the people who come into your office. In America especially, some marriages may not be recognized as legal depending on the laws around same-sex marriage. But this doesn't mean you're not dealing with two people who have loved each other the same way as another couple. Listen, learn, and always be respectful. While you have to work with the next of kin, your duty is also to ensure the deceased relatives the utmost respect in their burial. If a funeral is to honor the deceased, then do them that. Honor them. I never knew any of that about, misgendering a body and some people forcing them into the wrong pronouns, like being buried as someone you're not. That would be upsetting. I forgot I have to respond back to Amy here. Okay, I'm on it. She died of breast cancer. Mrs. Hall. Need to prepare her body. Important to remove the necklace. And then an identification tag. So all set to be cremated. Death is scary. It's always scary knowing, especially if you're working with bodies or you've seen bodies. It's weird when you see bodies that there's no one else. There's no one in it anymore. It's just like an empty shell. It's creepy, but at the same time, it's almost kind of peaceful. Because it makes you wonder what happens in the afterlife. There we go. But at the same time, it makes you think about death a lot. And I don't like thinking about it. This is nice in a weird way. She'd like that we were all here, talking. She always tried to keep the family together. The food is delicious. I know that's weird, but these crab cakes are perfect. Glad she was cremated and not in an open casket or something. Seeing her like that, I don't know if I could have. At least we all got to say goodbye. She would have liked that. She would have hated this music. She never wanted her funeral to be sad. She would have wanted us smiling. She said so. Oh, I'm sorry. She fought really hard. She was proud of herself. She never gave up. Not once. Aw. That's the thing with cancer, too. It just takes people away so suddenly. February 14th, 10:14 a.m. Let's see what emails we got. News. Oh no. Okay, news about the future of Rose and Daughter's funeral home. Hi all. This is with a very heavy heart that I write to let you know that Rose and Daughters will no longer be in business. I had no idea how to start this email and resources. Googled told me that it would be the best and easiest way to break the ice. Yeah, I Googled told me. Be direct, but remorseful. Google said. The truth is, I don't really know what to say. Since my father passed away, I've done the best to make Rose and Daughters warm and friendly to anyone who chooses to use our service. It was my memorial to him, the original Rose in a lot of ways. And since you've all become like family, including you, Charlie, our most recent addition, it's been getting harder to make ends meet. Rent is going up in the neighborhood, and I'm finding less and less like I have the energy for this business. There's a lot of competition from other funeral homes, large corporations than we are that can take on more business and offer more impressive services. I know the way it goes. So we've been bought, or I sold. Either way, Hillside Heritage Enterprise Inc., a company that owns many funeral homes in the city and across the country, will replace Rose and Daughters starting from the beginning of next month. Same building, same name. They're keeping the name Rose and Daughters Funeral Home. For tax purposes, though honestly, I'm trying hard not to see it as a move on their part to keep up the image that it's a family-run business. I don't know how I feel about that, but I also don't know if there's anything I could do about this point either. I've signed the papers. At least my father's legacy is still intact somewhat. They have a good reputation, and they've agreed to keep you all on. That was one of my stipulations. I would sell as long as you weren't all without a job. I would sell as long as you weren't without a job. Sorry I didn't tell you in a more personal way. I would have loved to have a company lunch, but I, admittedly, didn't have the heart to tell you in person. This was easier for me. Please understand. Sincerely, Amy Rose. Wow, that's not even the... Charlie, I thought you'd like to see this thank you note. This is from Margareta Hall. Hi, Amy. I'm so eternally grateful that you were able to accommodate our request for my sister's funeral. It was a beautiful service, and she would have been happy with it. That's such a weird thing to say, isn't it? Thank you again from the bottom of my heart. Oh! Cremation pacemaker. Hi, Charlie. Please see the note above about the pacemaker. They can be tricky. Best, Amy. Okay. Hi, Amy. You asked if there were any special instructions we wanted to pass along. Just please cremate my father. He has a pacemaker, too. The doctor told me that this would need to be removed. Thanks, Mariana. This is Amy. Again. I thought I would forward this to you. In situations like this, we typically connect people like Ryan with a grief counselor or other professionals who could really help him. Sometimes we get emails like this when people don't know where else to turn. It's difficult, and family isn't always the most reliable for some people. Usually I would be happy to connect him, but I'm feeling a little tired today. Not my usual self, and it would be good for you to start building these kinds of relationships on your own. You're a treasure, Charlie. I don't know what to do. This is from Brian. Hi, Amy. I know this email might be a bit odd, but you said if I was ever having troubles, I should reach out, and you would know somebody that I could talk to about all of this. I don't know what to do now. I know my grandmother had lived a full, good life and was very happy, and that she's not in pain now. But I feel empty, Amy. I've never felt this empty before. What am I supposed to do now? I thought I was stronger than this. Can you refer me to someone to talk to? I don't want to freak out my mom right now. She's dealing with enough. With work and the will and trying to fight. Or trying to be the best mom she can. Why did I say fight? I just need somebody to tell me that it'll be okay. Thank you, and I'm sorry for being an inconvenience, Ryan. Okay, well, firstly, that's never an inconvenience. From Jen. Charlie, I've been playing a new game when things are slow at work. It's called Tales from the Crypt Sweeper. Get it? Get it? It's like Minesweeper, but way harder. Like, seriously, it's really, really difficult. And I thought my Minesweeper game was on point after that overnight front desk job at the hotel for 3 years. But I must have gotten rusty. Anyway, instead of mines, you want to avoid graves so you don't disturb the adorable ghost. The main character also kind of looks like you. Want to start a healthy competition? High score gets to pick the restaurant we go to when one of us is in town next. That's Jen. And this is the game she's talking about. I don't know how to play Minesweep. Okay. I don't know how to play Minesweeper. Do I just... Is it just random? What am I doing? Okay. Oh no! Yeah, I don't know how to play this. I really don't. That's a shame. Anyway, we got one more email to read. From Funerals Monthly. You've lived your life mindful of the environment, doing your part to reduce pollution and generally help out where you can. So why not continue doing that even after death? At least that's the thinking for a lot of people who are turning to green or natural burials. Natural cemeteries are becoming more popular and are focused on a few rules. Mainly, it's that bodies aren't allowed to be embalmed with chemicals that could damage the environment, and bodies must be buried in a biodegradable shroud or casket. Not only is this better for the environment, but it's also cheaper. At Union Cemetery in Ontario, Canada, a natural burial is just over $1,000. So better for the people, the environment, and not so good for the big businesses. Let's not forget, people. This is still a business after all. But really, why go green? Green burials help preserve natural resources, work to reduce carbon emissions, protect the health of those preparing bodies, and restore/preserve natural habitats. Embalming fluids tend to contain formaldehyde, and funeral directors report a higher incidence of leukemia. Going green and not using toxic chemicals for the embalming helps protect funeral directors while at the same time lessening the impact we have on the environment after we're gone. We're here at Funerals Monthly to think green burials are pretty cool. Or we here at Funerals Monthly. Sorry. What do you think? Reply and let us know. Does sound nice. I want a green burial when I die. I want to be able to, because I don't want to be cremated. I'd like to be buried. I honestly would maybe go to a body farm instead. We're just gonna click those. I think I'd like having a purpose after death. What do I need now? Oh, it's a tag. Here we go. Yeah, I'd like to maybe be used to solve like cases in the future if I was at a body farm, or even just having a green burial where, you know, I like actually do something. And I'm not just a wooden box in the ground. Okay, funeral done. Well, funeral started. Body done. We'll go talk to people. Did you ever end up clearing the air with your father? No. We talked a few times, but no, not really. He sounded like a difficult man. He was stubborn. That's just it. Stubborn. That is a sad way to end things. What do you want to do after this? It's pretty nice out. Let's change and go find a patio somewhere. Sounds good. I could really use a beer right now. Hey, did I ever tell you about the time we tailgated? Blah blah blah, they go on. I wonder if he ever liked me. He was nice to me, but I don't know. He never seemed like he really cared if I was there or not. That is also a sad thought. And now you can't ask him. I always told him to quit smoking, but of course he never listened to me, so that figures. Well, gonna pay our respects. And then we'll leave. We don't want to intrude on the family too much. I think we're going to end this here and continue on later. So we're gonna ignore those messages. Thank you for watching. I know this probably isn't the funnest playthrough, the most exciting, but I really enjoy it, and I hope you do too. And if you do enjoy it, maybe you could like, subscribe, I don't know, if you want to. Alrighty. Anyway, thanks. Bye.